All right, folks. Education, critically important in this country. In fact, if you go back to our own history coming out of slavery, slaves were totally focused on education. One book you should get is James D. Anderson's book, The Education of Blacks in the South, 1860 to 1935. But the reality is, when we talk about a public education in America, many of us absolutely take it for granted. But imagine 62 million girls across the country who don't even go to school. Half of them are adolescents. Those that are in school often have to overcome cultural prejudices, school fees that may not be affordable, and pressure to marry. So last year, First Lady Michelle Obama launched a program to support girls' education called Let Girls Learn. It is a program of great importance to my next guest. She is the groundbreaking sportscaster, fitness guru, Jayne Kennedy Overton. She has 4 girls of her own. She started a program called It's a Mother-Daughter Thing. Welcome her to the show. So how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you.
It is stunning to me. It's very interesting. I remember when Oprah launched her school in South Africa, and she got all this criticism. Why aren't you opening a school in America? And she had to explain to people, she said, do y'all understand that in a lot of other countries, they have to pay to go to school. They don't get to wake up and then automatically you're in a publicly financed school system.
Well, oftentimes it isn't the fact that you have to pay to go to school. It's the fact that you have to walk 20 miles to get there. It's the fact that culturally you're not allowed as a young woman to even go to school. It's the fact that you're bullied. It's the fact there's so many things on the line that keep young women from going to school, and it's globally. It's 62 million globally, you know, and so we're trying to address this, and I wanted to be a part of that. I have been a part of education, stressing education, particularly for girls, because I told my girls, you know, I never had a chance to go to college. I said, you guys, you're going to college. You know, you don't have a choice. But it was mandatory. It was their mindset from day one of first grade. You know, they already picked out what college they wanted to apply to by 3rd grade. And I'm not saying that college is the answer for everyone, but that's what I wanted for my girls. And so education was paramount. And so now that my youngest is a junior at USC, graduating next year, Savannah graduated from Pepperdine, Copper graduated from Pepperdine, Zaires at USC, Cheyenne is a single mother, and all of them have understood my commitment to education along the way. And along with the 4 daughters that I have adopted like 50 more along the line, and I'm helping them with the college application process. I'm helping them with finding financial aid to get them into highly competitive club sports, if that's what it takes, you know. And part of my troop of 50 girls, they're now going to Bentley, to NYU, to Brown, to Cornell, to Columbia, University of Texas, University of Missouri, and it really...
well, the University of Texas stuff, we won't talk about that.
Okay.
I'm Texas A&M graduate, so we don't mention University of Texas on this show.
Okay, but I do have
Look at that burnt orange down there. Burnt orange and black don't go together. Go ahead, I'm sorry, just go ahead.
No, that's okay. No, but, you know, and Savannah is the director of admissions at the Duke Ellington School of the Art here, and she is taking a troop of young ladies and boys to Peru this summer, you know, and I think that international education is something that's mandatory for our young people here in this country. I mean, you have to understand what it's like through the eyes of a foreigner to be an African-American young man, young woman in this country.
What countries are doing people of color are doing the best job when it comes to trying to educate their young girls?
I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to know the answer to that, but I don't know. But, you know, the fact that we have so many women that are not going to school is just, to me, one of the ultimate dilemmas that we face.
In 2016, that's a shocking thing to hear in this country.
It is.
So what would be the 2 or 3 greatest barriers to that are preventing young women from going to school?
Well, like I say, if you go to another country, you know, sometimes young women are not even allowed to read. You know, they're bullied. They're kept from participating. A lot of times, I'm working with a friend of mine that I went to high school with, and he has an after-school program in Cambodia. And he said oftentimes the children never even attend school after, boys and girls, never attend school after elementary. So they're trying to bring in what can we do to entice them, to excite them, to say, okay, education is something that I want on my agenda. So my youngest, Zaire, she plays soccer. She's played highly competitive soccer. And so we're talking about maybe you introduce a soccer team, you know, because it's an international, it's the beautiful game, right? And so, you know, anything that can attract the young people to just want to go to school.
One of the things that can attract people, including in this country, to school is that the curriculum is relevant to them.
Absolutely.
And that's why I want to find out what education means sometimes, because the word is a buzzword. People should be educated. But sometimes schools uneducate people regarding their culture and self-esteem and self-concept, particularly as black people in this country. And I was wondering what is education meaning in most cases?
Well, one of the things that I have issues with is, you know, today we have to start building stronger families because education isn't only in the classroom, it's outside the classroom as well. So if you have young people who are latchkey kids, basically, because unfortunately our economy means that both parents are going to have to work and both parents are at their jobs 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, and kids are coming home. They're being raised on technology, they're raising themselves. We can't even discipline our kids anymore. So, you know, it's no wonder that all of a sudden you look to television and you look to social media and you go, oh my God, how did we get here? What happened? You know, but all of these things that led to the fact that communications is breaking down. You know, like even in one family, if you have a strong family unit, oftentimes somebody's on their phone in one room, somebody's on their iPad in another room, somebody's on the, you know, and you can be in a house for 4 hours and never communicate. You know, so the communication that you do have is something that is not building your self-esteem, not perpetuating family values. And strong family values lead to success in the classroom.
Final question, 30 seconds.
Yeah, so the First Lady is focusing a lot internationally. What can be done in terms of changing culture, for example, with child brides and those types of things that really make it very difficult for young girls around the world to live up to their potential?
Well, I think that, you know, one of the things that's happening with us in this country is that we are now becoming aware of circumstances, and these circumstances have existed all along, but it's just that because of technology, now we're aware of it, you know, more than ever before, and we're going, you know, well, when did that ever start happening? But it's been going on for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So, you know, the fact that the world is shrinking, globally we have to do something about it, and we have to be more concerned about our neighbors. If I'm concerned about the success of my girls as they go forward, I have to be concerned about the people in their communities as they go forward.
All right, folks, for more information on the program, be sure to go to letgirlslearn.gov, letgirlslearn.gov. Jayne Kennedy, we appreciate it.
And you can go to Jayne Kennedy Overton, and the link on the left.
Jayne, J-A-Y. Spell it.
Yes, Jayne.
There you
Jayne
go.
Kennedy Overton on Facebook, and the link is on the left for It's a Mother-Daughter Thing to learn more about what me, Savannah, and Zaire, and Copper, and Cheyenne are doing.
And 50 other girls, she also got her troop. All right, we appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
Kickstart your day at 7 and get the news you need from the perspective you want. NewsOne Now with Roland Martin, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.